First of all, hello and welcome to everyone for today's session. Uh, and I would first like to thank all of you for taking some time out and visiting this webinar on a Sunday. Uh, so let me introduce myself. My name is Priyanka Mitra, and I'm a biology mentor at Teach Tigers. And our topic for today is how we can build foundation in biology and get started early for preparing for NEET UG. So I would like to start the session by asking all of you a question. Which is more important in education system? A, scoring marks, or B, improving fundamentals? Can I please have some answers in the chat section?
It is not audible because I am joining the webinar. The webinar is joined. No, ma'am. That is.
Am I audible?
उस file आ गया ना?
Yes, you are audible, ma'am.
Okay.
So we don't have any file to choose.
Okay.
After your screen, thoda, I am not able to see that. I am able to see.
Okay, so I have an answer in the chat section saying improving fundamentals. So I think all of us must be agreeing with this, that improving fundamentals is actually important because when it comes to marks, we know that scoring marks is important to an extent. But in the long run, I think it is the knowledge or the basics which is more useful to an individual. So scoring marks cannot actually ensure how much of a knowledge a person has, or it doesn't show the ability of a student. So I think there has to be a balance between both of them, because these days for getting into a good college or an university, good grades are important. But however, there should be no pressure on the student for scoring marks. And moving on, I would just like to read a quote by Gordon B. Hinckley. You can't build a great building on a weak foundation. You must have a solid foundation if you're going to have a strong superstructure. So I think we must be all agreeing that anything great to be achieved requires a strong foundation. And there are many kids who wants to build, who have dreams of becoming a doctor. And for that, I believe that the child must have a very strong command over the subject biology. Why? Let us see in today's session. So for becoming a doctor, the entrance examination, which is conducted in our country, is NEET. So NEET is National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test, which is conducted by CBSE for young aspirants who are seeking admission into MBBS and BDS courses. So let us just look into the subject and the pattern of the NEET examination. So there are three subjects: physics, chemistry, and biology. So biology has two sections, botany and zoology. So there are 4 sections in total and 180 MCQs. Okay, MCQs are multiple choice questions. So there are 45 questions in each section, and the time duration of the exam is 3 hours. So for each correct response, we have 4 marks that are awarded, and for every incorrect response, we have 1 mark that is deducted. Now, of all these subjects, why is biology very important? First, because it covers 50% of NEET syllabus. So of the 180 questions, 90 questions are from biology. That is 45 from botany and 45 from zoology. So that includes a total of 360 marks. And if the child can even score 300 out of 360 marks, and physics and chemistry put together around 250 marks, and if the child gets a score of 550 marks, then they can easily get into a good government college. And for a great college, then a child must be having a score of something around 650 or above. So biology is very important because it is the most scoring area, and there's no calculation needed in biology, just like how it is required in physics. So this is one advantage of biology. And in biology, the questions are very straightforward. So biology alone can help the child score a decent marks in NEET examination. So now let us just have a look at some of the important topics of biology for NEET examination. So we have some of the topics like genetics, cell biology, ecology and environment, reproduction, basics of biotechnology, physiology of animals and plants. Now, if at all there is any student attending this session from like class 6 to 10, you must be familiar with some of these topics already because they are a part of your NCRT syllabus. And because NEET is conducted by CBSE, so if you are thorough with the NCRT books, then you will be 50% prepared for the biology section. I can tell you that. And yes, there are certain topics that you might find a little difficult. So for the rest of the 50%, you have to do a little bit of hard work. And for that, your foundation has to be really strong. So why one has to study a foundation course? So why do you think a foundation course is important? Well, the foundation has to be strong because then that will help the child build their logical as well as analytical skills, and it also gives more time to the child to understand the concepts, and it also helps them get more oriented with the future course that they are going to take up. And if the child just tries to look into the subject beforehand, like if it is biology, and if the child is not able to bear with the subject, then they can change the subject later in the higher secondary education. So this gives them the advantage of choosing the subjects accordingly for their higher secondary education, and it also gives them enough scope for revision as well as practice. Now, what is the right time to start preparing for NEET? So this again depends upon the student's capability to deal with the academic pressure and the schedule and routine. We know that these days there are a lot of activities along with academics that the child has to keep up with. So if a child is able to manage everything, only then they should just start focusing on the topics of higher level. It's not that you just leave the topics of what you have in your standard and then jump to the topics of class 11th and 12th. That's not how it works out, because there are many schools these days that try to teach the portion of class 8th and class 7th. I would say that's not right, because one has to completely focus on the topics that is there in that particular class. They have to be first thorough with that topic, and then they have to move on to the topics of higher class, or they have to just go in depth of a topic. So first it is more important that you're very thorough with the topics that are there in the class. And sometimes there are kids who just like go to their parents and say that they want to become a doctor, but later on because kids their dreams keep changing. So if at all they are not sure about what they want to be, they should be given some time to explore all the possible career options, and then they should come up with what best matches their requirement. So they should be encouraged to self study in their classes 9th and 10th particularly, because they form the basics of the syllabus of class 11th and 12th. So they have to focus, and they have to try to study on their own. And there's no harm in going slow. They shouldn't get into the mad rush of just scoring marks and to keep up with their competitor friends. So if at all because every child has their own pace, so they should be allowed to go slow, and slowly they should increase their preparation with time. And what's more important is to see that the child is able to enjoy the learning, and they have to be curious to learn and not just see learning as a task. So they have to enjoy this whole process. Now the question is, how do you go about it? Like, how can you develop certain good habits which will help you stay more focused? So first thing is, you can start a habit of studying every day, even if it is for like 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Make sure that you're studying at least a topic of the subject every day. It is very important that you take up one topic, any topic. You can take up a topic that you like, and you can study for like 10 to 15 minutes. And then another thing is, you have to give up mugging. So this is a very bad habit that many of these students have. So they just try to mug up everything, because sometimes they can't understand what exactly is being explained. So they just prefer mugging up and writing the answer, because again this leads to the point that many of us think that scoring marks is more important. So just mugging up and going and writing in the exam will help us score marks, but then that will not help you understand the concept. So later on this can be a very big problem. So it is very important that you give up mugging right away and start understanding the concept. There's no harm if you're scoring less marks, but make sure that you're not mugging up. It's okay even if you are not able to score good marks, but make sure that you're understanding the concept fully. Another thing that you can do is solve puzzles and riddles. So this is something that we can do every day now. We all must be getting newspapers at our homes. So there are a lot of puzzles and riddles that is there in the newspaper section. Like we have Sudoku, and we have crossword puzzles, and we have Wordville. So these all are some interesting puzzles and riddles that we can find in the newspaper. And it's also very healthy habit to read a newspaper every day. I know it's easier said than done, because it's not really something that we would want to read every day. Like we would still prefer reading a novel, but not a newspaper. But we can slowly start developing this habit. At least if like once or twice a week, we can read the newspaper. We can read the main headlines at least, and of course we should solve the puzzles and readers. This is the most interesting part, because I also do it. Like I make sure that I solve the crossword puzzles and Wordville. This will also improve your vocab, and this will also help you understand the textbook language. So this way also it will build your concentration in studies, because when you're trying to understand the puzzles and riddles, you're spending a lot of your time, you're brainstorming. So that way it will build your concentration, it will help you stay more focused. And another important thing is you should just continue reading your school textbooks, that is the NCRT books. So you should be thorough with these books. It's very important that you're thorough with the NCRT books, because they form a very strong basic for class 11th and 12th. So be thorough with the books, read everything, don't miss out on anything. Make sure you read every single activity of the book. You read every all the blue and pink boxes that you will have in the textbook. Make sure you read everything that is there in the book. So every single point is very important in that NCRT book. So read everything that is there in the book. That way you will be more clear about the concepts. And as I said, it's very important to be thorough with the NCRT books first, and then you can maybe go about with other competitive books. But first be thorough with NCRT books. First be thorough with the concepts that is there in your class. That is more important. So it is very important that you understand the concepts, and you just don't study for getting marks. As I said, getting marks is important, yes, but understanding the concept is even more important, because that's going to stay with you in the long run. And again, just understanding the concept, gaining the knowledge is not sufficient. You have to implement that also. So make sure you're able to connect everything that you're studying with your daily life. Okay, so that way, that foundation, what we are talking about, it'll be instilled in you. So this is this is going to be very useful to you again. So it is very important that you're trying to connect everything that you're studying with your daily life. Now, how can class 9 students go about preparing for NEET? As I said, it is not necessary that you have to leave your class 9 curriculum and then jump to class 11th portion. That is not required. What you need to do is first go through everything that is there in class 9th. Now, there are different topics, like I said, which are important from NEET point of view, like cell biology. So understand what is a cell, and a cell is one of the most important chapters of class 9. So you can first that is in fact you can say it forms the basics of every chapter, right? A cell is basic unit of life. Cell is what from where the life begins. So we must first know what is a cell. So similarly, every topic has to be understood from its basics. So whatever topics are there in class 9, first go through them properly, go through the NCRT books and the concepts and topics which are there in class 9th. So they form the basics of the syllabus for entrance exams which are conducted after class 12th. So it is very important that if you are studying in your class 9th, you are very thorough with the topics that are there in class 9th. And if you must be aware of this, that class 9th, whatever topics will be there in class 9th are again the topics which are there in class 11th. And what is there in class 10th again will be there in class 12th. So by this you can understand that how important it is to be first thorough with the topics of class 9th and 10th. So this way you will be able to connect with the topics that are there in class 11th and 12th, because 11th and 12th has these topics more in detail. So when you're thorough with all these topics, and then when you have time, then you can try to go little in depth of these topics by just going through the NCRT books of 11th and 12th. Maybe you can just borrow the books from somebody, your seniors, and you can just go through these topics and you can just see what exactly is there in class 11th and 12th. It's not necessary that you have to learn, you have to understand, but you can just try to go through it. And if at all you have any doubts, there are always teachers to clarify the doubts. And also learn to solve mcqs are multiple choice questions. Now mcqs are very important from competitive exam point of view. So in competitive exams we have mcqs. Now for many of us, mcqs is a weak point. Like many of us can be good at theory, because when it comes to theory hum kuch bhi bakwas kar denge, but when it comes to mcqs we can't do that. We have to go with that one right option. So it is very important that you try to solve the mcqs. Now there will be these questions after the end of every chapter. So make sure that you're solving these questions. And I think solving questions is more interesting than studying the chapter alone, right? So when you solve questions, that will help you gauge like understand how much of the concept you have understood. That can really help you gauge how much of the concept you have understood. So you should solve more of questions. So try solving all the questions that are there at the end of your NCRT books, and try to attempt olympiads like NSO, which is National Science Olympiad. Then this is an olympiad which is open to students from class 1 to 12. So when you prepare for these olympiads, you get an idea about what kind of questions might be asked, what kind of MCQs can be asked. So you develop that practice of solving MCQs again. So it is very important that you learn to solve MCQs. Now, how can a class 10th student go about preparing for NEET? So just like I said, how the class 9 students have to be thorough with their topics, in the same way even class 10 students have to be first thorough with the topics that is there in their curriculum. So along with the school syllabus that they have, they should try to understand a little bit concepts of biology. And even they should prepare for different olympiads and exams like NTSC, which is a talent search examination. Again, it is open for all the school students. So when you prepare for these olympiads, again, like I said, you get an idea of how the MCQs have to be solved. See, I'm stressing on this point again and again because it is very important to practice more and more of MCQs from the foundation material. So there are some foundation materials that maybe you can buy, and after the end of at the end of chapter you will have certain questions which you can try solving. And there's this book Eschanth for class 6 to 10th, and at the end of every chapter there are certain MCQs, objective questions. Please make sure that you solve them. Okay. And you can also ask somebody at your home, maybe your parents or your siblings, to sometimes like conduct a quiz with you and ask you the questions. And you can just say the answer. So this way you can just develop some interest also in solving the questions. So this is how you can just go about preparing for the NEET. This is how you have to just this is just making you prepare like how you can solve the MCQs and all. So you don't have to directly jump to what kind of topics you have to study for a NEET right away. Like I said, just get introduced to the process of how things have to be done. So for that, these are some of the habits that you need to develop. Like I said, you have to make sure you have a habit of studying every day. And yes, try to solve more and more MCQs and be thorough with your NCRT books. So these are some of the points that I'm stressing on again and again because they're really, really important. Like be thorough with the NCRT books that are there. and also try to solve MCQs from books like S. Shant. Now, let us see what kind of books can you go with. So, like I said, NCRT, they are the most important books that you can choose, and you have to be thorough with them. But apart from NCRT, there are some other books also which you can go with, like there's Frank Everyday Science. Okay, so this is a series of science books for class 6th, 7th, and 8th, and there are certain topics in these books which can be really useful. So I can also tell what exactly some of the topics that you can refer from these books, like in 6th standard you have these chapters, food and components of food. So basically it's all about learning how do you get the food from, and what are the different nutrients present in a food, and what is a balanced diet. So these are some of the concepts that you can learn from Frank Everyday Science. And then there are also chapters from class 7th, like nutrition in plants, nutrition in animals, which also you can learn from this particular book. And the chapter reproduction, which is there in 7th as well as in 8th, a little bit more in detail. So you can learn these chapters from this particular book, that is Frank Everyday Science. So it is particularly helpful for the students of 6th, 7th, and 8th. So if at all any student from 6th, 7th, 8th is attending, so please go through these books. At least try going through these books. Again, just don't leave your NCRT books and then go with these books. First, be thorough with NCRT and then prefer to go with these books. Okay. And then we have Eschan, like I've been telling. Eschan is a really good book because it has so many objective questions at the end of every chapter which you can solve. And like I said, solving MCQs is a very good practice that you can develop from now. So try solving questions, try solving more and more of questions. So you can prefer Eschan series, and even the concepts that are there are explained in a really good way in this particular book. And yes, so try reading Eschan, because I personally prefer Eschan for class 6 to 10th. So do go with this book and see all the objective questions that are there at the end of every chapter and try solving them. And then we have certain foundation books, like we have foundation course for NEET Biology by Rachna Gupta, by McGraw-Hill publication. So again, these are the books that you have to select only once you have finished your NCRT syllabus. Okay, so go with these books when you are thorough with the NCRT topics. So these are some books which will help you build the foundation for NEET. So there might be some topics from 11th and 12th, just a little bit more in depth. So once you're thorough with your NCRT syllabus, then you can go with books like these. And then there is Pearson Foundation. So we have Pearson Foundation again from class 6 to 10th. Okay, but I would say that you prefer this book once you are in your 8th standard, because even Pearson series are a really a good series of biology books. And in this also they have detailed explanation of every topic. So once you're thorough with all the topics that are there in your curricula, then if you want to go in depth of that particular topic, maybe you can go with these books like Pearson books, which will help you develop a strong foundation. Now the question comes that which school do we have to choose, like which school do we need to choose. I think these days there are so many schools that it has become really a tough job for every parent to pick just one particular school. And if at all you have seen this movie Hindi Medium, I think you must be aware of how they have portrayed this entire scenario of how difficult it is for the parents to get their students enrolled into a good school. So how do you go about deciding which school is best for the child? So well, that again depends on certain criteria, like uh, the school must give importance to both academic as well as extracurricular activities. So extracurricular activities is equally important because they help to build the creative thinking ability and problem solving skills, along with strategic thinking. So these are some of the skills that a child will develop only when they take part in all the other extracurricular activities. So a school has to give equal importance to both academic as well as extracurricular activities. This is very important. And there has to be more focus on learning than studying. So there has to be a practical approach towards learning. So like I said, they should not just pressurize the students to study just for the sake of getting marks. That's not right. So more focus has to be laid on learning the concept. There has to be more of conceptual learning, and they should make sure that the child is able to understand the concept well. And there should be a lot of options, like there should be MATLAB and robotics. These are some of the new concepts that the schools are coming up with. And so these kind of schools should be preferred because they give a variety of options to the students to be explored. So that will help the student decide what kind of field they must really get into. So their option shouldn't be just narrowed down to one or two fields. So when a school has all these facilities, like I said, robotics and MATLAB, and also they should be focusing on IQ, which is the intelligence quotient, and EQ and SQ. SQ is another new concept, which is the social quotient that the schools are coming up with these days. So this is a very new concept again. So SQ is something that focuses on how a child is interacting with another child, or with others. Like, it is very important that they are able to interact socially with other person also, because social well-being is also very very important. So these days, because of the online classes and all, students are not getting to experience that kind of environment where they can go to school, play and have that fun, and play along with kids. I'm sure many of the students might be really really missing that, isn't it? If you really really miss that, then do let me know in the chat section. So yes, I am very sure that many of the students might be missing that, and because of this transition to just the online classes, the students are losing that touch of connecting with people. So SQ is something that the schools are coming up with. It's again a very new concept that the school is coming up with, that will help the child connect with socially with other people. So again, these are all important areas that a school has to focus on. So along with studies, the all the other areas have to be equally given importance to by the school, which is very very important these days. So more focus has to be there on learning than studying, and there has to be practical approach towards everything. Maybe there can be field trips arranged by the school. So the schools can arrange, most of the times we know that field trips and everything is mostly arranged by colleges. So schools also should take, I mean, I think every school has to take this initiative of coming up with field trips and arranging the field trips for these students, so that way they will be quite engaged and interested in the subject. And next is deciding the board. Now this is again another criteria that parents often tend to think of, like which board is perfectly fit for their student, which one would be apt to go with. Now this again depends on the student's interest, I would say. Now, boards like IB, IG, CSE, these are all international boards, and ICAC, these boards, I would say, they mainly help the students develop skills, which will help them, which will be useful to them in whatever field they choose. But on the other hand, CBSE is a board which helps the students build a very strong foundation for the competitive examinations that they are going to appear for. So again, like, every board has its own pros and cons. So both pros and cons have to be weighed, and depending on the interest and aim of the child, it has to be chosen. So this should be again left completely to the parents and as well as the child. So depending on the interest of the child, I would say that this has to be chosen. And next thing is coming up with new ways as a result of COVID-19 crisis. So because of this COVID-19 crisis, the entire education system is a little bit changed right now, because we know that the classes are happening online. So we have to see that the school is able to like come up with new ways to teach the child how to move forward amid this COVID-19 crisis. So that's also equally important, because we do not know how long this pandemic is going to persist. So it is very important that the school comes up with new ways, and it is helping the student to cope up with this pandemic. It is very, very important, because it can be really difficult for the student to adapt to this entirely new system, because there was this time when they were happily playing in the playgrounds with their friends, and all of a sudden I think they might be missing out on that. So there has to be certain ways by which the school is also helping the child to cope up with all the stress, and to cope up with this new system of education that is happening totally online, like examinations and everything is happening online these days. So these are certain things, I think, which has to be kept in mind while a school is being considered. So these are some of the important points. Like I said, I would just like to repeat again that the school has to pay focus on both academic as well as extracurricular activities, which is very, very important. And more focus has to be there on learning than studying. So there has to be a practical approach towards learning, and it has to come up with certain ways of helping the students cope up with COVID-19 crisis. And there has to be certain innovative methods of teaching, and certain innovations in the school, like I said, robotics, MATLAB, and IQ, EQ, SQ. So these are some of the different innovations, innovative approaches that the school must be coming up with. Okay. So by this, I end today's presentation. So do you have any questions? If you have any questions, you can please post them in the chat section. Okay. Ma'am, from Ananya, yes. Do you have any question for me? Are you there? Okay, ma'am, maths is also important. Yes, yes, maths is definitely important. It's not that I'm completely focusing on biology, but this session was particularly for the students who are interested. Okay, what is the full form of NEET? It is National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test. So NEET is an eligibility test for students who are seeking admission into MBBS and BDS courses. So today's session was only for the students who are interested for NEET, and maybe we can have another session for maths where we will be, taking up the topic of how building foundation as maths is also important. So yes, maths is also important. Building concepts in maths and biology is both important. And as I am a biology mentor, so I've taken up this topic. Definitely, we have some amazing faculty for maths who are going to take up this topic sometime later. Swati, any more questions? In which class NEET will be conducted? Okay, well, NEET is conducted after your 12th class. So are you interested to become a doctor, Ananya? Okay, that's really great. So how did you like today's session? Do you think it was helpful? Do you enjoy the subject biology? Okay. So how do you think today's session was? Do you think it was helpful? Okay. So yeah, so coming back to your question, NEET will be conducted after 12th. Okay, thank you. So yeah, so coming back to the question, NEET will be conducted after 12th, and today's session was about how you can start prepping up for NEET just a little before time. So it's like you start early and you stay ahead of all your other competitors. So it's like I said, there's a saying, the sooner the better. So it's always good to start as early as possible. But again, like I said, don't just leave your NCRT, topics and then jump to NCRT of 11th and 12th. First, be thorough with the topics of 9th and 10th. Okay. So once you're clear about the concepts of 9th and 10th, then maybe you can slowly start going in depth about the topics of 11th and 12th. Because the topics which you learn in 9th will again be there in 11th, and the topics which you learn in 10th will again be there in 12th, but little more in detail. Is there any alternative if we didn't get seat in MBBS or NEET? Yes, there are many alternatives to that. So if you want to pursue science only as your career, Then there are a lot of alternatives. You can go with biotechnology, you can go with microbiology. So these are some alternatives that you can go with if you do not get in as any seat in MBBS or NEET. See, it's not like that's the only career option that you have. There are so many career options these days that you can explore. So like I said, biotechnology and microbiology, these are some of the alternatives in science field that are there, and they are very, very interesting topics, trust me. Will any exams be conducted on seventh grade? uh, are you asking about any national examinations, or just the from the school point of view? Because if it is about national examinations, we have different olympiads. Like I said, we have NSO, and there are so many other national olympiads that you can always attempt. So this way you will just understand. Yes, so again, about national exams, like I said, so NEET and everything is after 12th. So in school level we have different olympiads, like I said, NSO, NTSC. So these are some of the exams that you can focus on, and this will again help you solve MCQs. So you can try attempting the NSO, which is the National Olympiad exam. So it will help you like understand how you can solve MCQs, multiple choice questions, because in school we only have theoretical questions. So when you try attempting these olympiads, you will learn how the MCQs, multiple choice questions, have to be solved. So this way you will be introduced to the concept of MCQs, and you will better be able to do it when you go to your higher classes. That is, when you go to 11th, you'll be able to do it better. Everyone say that doctors' life is busy and they can't enjoy their life. Is it true? See, honestly, I'll tell you something. It's not that only doctors' life is busy. Uh, in every profession, there's going to be work. There's going to be a lot of work, and you have to try to enjoy amidst that. So it's not that only doctors' life is busy. Yes, they do have a busy schedule. They have a lot of responsibilities. But then that goes again with every kind of profession. In every profession, a person has a lot of responsibilities that they have to deal with. So yeah, I would say that it's not that only doctors' life is busy and they can't enjoy their life. In fact, they do enjoy their life. And yes, so every profession has its own pros and cons. What after NEET? Okay, so it's like I said, in a NEET, if you get a good score, that is around 550 to 650, you can make it to a good decent college. Now for 550, like I said, in biology, like biology enough alone can help you to score a good decent mark in NEET. So in biology section there will be around 180 90 questions. Okay, so we have 45 questions from botany, 45 questions from zoology. So that sums up to 360 marks. Okay, for each question there is 4 marks, and for each wrong answer 1 mark is deducted. So 360 marks. Out of 360, if you can manage to score around 300, which is very easy, trust me. In biology, you can score 300 easily if you are thorough with your concepts of 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. You can easily score 306 out of 360. And from physics and chemistry, if you put together, if you can get around 250, you can easily score 550. And if you get 550, you can easily make it to a good government college. And yeah, so once you make it to a good government college, and then you will have your 5-year course of MBBS. And then again, you will have to write another entrance examination for getting into the postgraduate level, which is the NEET PG. We have NEET PG. So this is for NEET UG. This session was mainly for NEET UG. We again have NEET PG for getting into the, after your 5-year course of MBBS. Will you please suggest a NCRT book for class 10? Okay, so the book which we have, NCRT, we have for, biology. You can refer that. And like I said, Sanjana, you can go with Eschan books. Eschan books are really good. They have detailed explanation of every topic. And, there are objective questions after every topic. So you can solve those questions also. That'll be really, really helpful. And you can also try Pearson Foundation if you're interested to learn. If you're curious to know more about the topic, you can go with Pearson Foundation. Pearson Foundation will be slightly, in more, it'll have more detailed explanation. It'll be more in depth. So I would say go with Pearson only when you're thorough with your NCRT and Eschand. Which field in doctor to choose? Okay, again, that depends totally on your interest, I think. There are many people who want to be a doctor of heart, and there are people who enjoy being with kids, so maybe they would want to be a pediatrician. And again, if you want to be a doctor of heart, you can choose to be a cardiologist. So that will again depend on how good you're excelling at the subjects when you have already taken MBBS. So it's hard to decide as of now. Maybe as of now, you can just be determined that you have to get into MBBS. And once you're determined that you have to get into MBBS, and once you are into it, just keep studying, and then you can choose your specialization later on. That will be a part of the course again. So it's hard to tell as of now, but then yes, you can keep exploring. And if you are at all interested to particularly treat any organ, and you can see if you can do that, and you can maybe try to focus that, you have to just stay determined that yes, I am going to be a cardiologist, or I'm going to be a pediatrician. So that determination has to be there. And maybe once you have chosen your MBBS, and you will have your specialization, and then after that you can decide which field exactly you have to get into. Okay, any books to practice for NSO? Like I said, Ananya, you can go with Frank series. For NSO, I think NCRT alone is good enough, because these all Olympiads, they have questions from NCRT point of view. So NCRT, they are really good books that help you build up strong basics. So you can easily go with NCRT books. And if at all you think it's not sufficient, and you're more inquisitive about learning new things, then go with Frank series books. Okay, and you can also go with Eschand. Like I said, Eschand is a very, very good book. So please try getting Eschand, and try solving the questions. But for NSO, I would say try the Frank series also. Frank series for class 6, 7th, and 8th. Which class are you from, Ananya? Okay, how much marks to get in MBBS? Like I said, Swati, you have to get around 550 to 650 to make it to a good college. So if you get 650, then that's great. You will make it to a really nice MBBS college. And if you get 550, then you'll make it to a good, decent college. And I've also told you how you can get around 550 marks. Just studying biology alone will be sufficient. I mean, it's not sufficient. Obviously, it's not sufficient. You have to have a decent score in physics as well as in chemistry. But if you are really good with your biology, if you have strong command over the subject, biology, then you can easily score 360 on 360 maybe. And if at all you cannot score 360, you can also get, if you get 300 out of 360 also, you can easily make 250, like you can get 250 combining physics and chemistry, and that will give you a score of 550 easily. Can you tell the spelling of estrin? I'm sorry, what is estrin? Is it any jumbled form of word?
No, ma'am. After the Frank series, you told some other book, no, ma'am.
After the Frank series, I said Eschand. See, for now, as you're in 7th class, I would say, going with Frank series and Eschand is enough. And even NCRT is enough. Just be thorough with the concepts of NCRT.
Ma'am, I'm asking the spelling of Eschren.
Oh, okay. You're asking the spelling of Eschand. Okay, 1 second.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So I hope I have clarified all of your doubts. Can I have a yes or no? Okay. How many exams should be written? As in, for school level, are you asking? To become a complete doctor, okay. Well, there have to be a lot of exams, like NEET UG is just the entrance exam for getting into the bachelor course of medicine. But yes, there are going to be a lot of courses, and you have to work hard to become a doctor. It's not a very easy profession. It's the most privileged profession, and everybody wants to become a doctor. But then, yes, you have to do a lot of hard work to get into that particular profession, and there are going to be some of the exams that you have to write. Okay. So, any more questions?
No doubt, ma'am.
Okay. So, are you all preparing well for your exams? How good are you all with the subject biology? Do you all like biology? Can I have a yes or no for that? For the number of participants that are there? Okay, okay. And how many of you like maths? Do you all like maths? Okay, that's nice. So I got only one yes from a student for maths. Yes, ma'am, but not much. Okay. So Ananya, do not worry. We have biology to back you up. And you can go with biology. Biology is your savior. Asha, Swati says, I like, but not much. Okay. So everybody has a little phobia of maths, I guess. Including me. Even I didn't like maths much. So I think we can have a session on that too. Like how you can develop interest in the subject maths. How many of you would want a session for maths? Okay. Ananya would want it. That's good. Great. So we will try arranging a session for maths too. Okay. So that's all for today, I guess. Yes. So with this, I would like to end the session, and I would like to wish all of you all the best for your exams and for your future. Keep studying well. Keep studying. Students.
Hello, Yasna.
Yes.
Okay. Mom, I thought that I was just.
Okay. So I'm signing off, students. Okay. Bye bye. Tata.